Stanley, we're concerned about your lifestyle.
You've been doing great for a couple of months, but we know this is when you relapse.
This is an intervention, Stanley.
Whoa, guys, I appreciate the concern, but you know how it is this time of year. It's my job.
You know that's not what we're talking about here. I mean, you get crazy when you drink.
Yeah, like when the Avs won the Stanley Cup. You let Claude Lemieux take a dumping.
Claude said that was a joke. He said it was pudding and ice cream.
Yeah, but what about Chris Draper's baby in 2008?
That was definitely poop, but she's a baby.
Okay, how about the time you tried to swim after the Penguins won?
Well, maybe this should be an intervention for trust, because Mario Lemieux said he had me.
Don't you see? These are all excuses.
I'm not gonna sit here and take this. Where did the keeper of me go? Philip? Philip? You know what? The box score starts now.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer.
My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Howard Coward for box score.
Hello and welcome to the box score. I'm Brock in Los Angeles, joined by the Danettes in Milford, Connecticut. Guys, excuse the mess here, please. You know those 2 weeks where your parents used to go on vacation back in high school and you were scrambling that last 24 hours to sort of clean the place? That is the situation we have here as Dan, and of course you guys will be out here on Monday. So it got me thinking, Seton, what is the worst post-party scramble you've ever had to do?
Oh man, one time I was in high school, I think. Yeah, I must have been in high school. And my parents went away for the weekend and I had a party at my house. And it started out sort of innocently enough where like I went out skateboarding all day and then me and a bunch of my friends went back to our house and we got a bunch of like hamburgers and we were gonna like just barbecue a little bit. And then we got a couple of beers and then we were gonna barbecue a little bit and all this. And maybe then we just drank way too many beers and never barbecued. And we ended up having a fight in my kitchen with all of the raw meat from like the hamburger meat, and we were taking like baseball size things of like raw hamburger
Disrespectful.
meat and throwing them at each other. And then after about like 15 minutes of that, like I just stopped and looked around and every square inch of my parents' kitchen was covered with raw hamburger meat. And then like at least 90% of my friends were like, all right, dude, we got to split. See ya. And so me and two of my buddies cleaned up my whole kitchen. But for months after that, my dad would like look at the wall and be like, what the hell is this on here? Like, it's kind of weird. And they may not have ever known that until this very moment, now that I think about it. But yeah, they would find little dried up bits of hamburger meat for like ever after.
That's so gross.
That actually makes me hungry for a hamburger right now. Oh my goodness. All right, well, the New York Rangers are a step closer to a locker room celebration that would require major cleanup now that they've gone on to the conference finals. And Pierre McGuire called in today and talked about Henrik Lundqvist and what makes the Blue Shirts goalie so good.
He is amazingly focused. I know your basketball background, and you know Michael Jordan, what made him great. He could focus. He had winning time. He knew how to create winning time. He knew how to get things done when other people would melt or fold. Lundqvist has those same characteristics. He's highly intelligent. He's very focused. He studies the league. He's quick as a cat. His fundamentals are spectacular. He knows his limitations as a goalie, so he plays to his strengths and avoids his limitations. He's just a brilliant athlete. He really is.
That's quite the compliment, and he's right on, and hopefully they can take care of business against the Lightning. We were watching last night. We almost woke up my daughter, Jordan. My son got all crazy and excited and screaming and yelling, and that's quite a compliment from Pierre McGuire. And as great as he is as a goalie, he may be even as, if not more, handsome as a person that does. I think he does his share of modeling. I think I've seen him in a few commercials. So to be that good at what he does and that's strikingly handsome. Good job out of Lundqvist. So hopefully they can win 4 more.
Good job out of his parents, really.
Good job out, good genetics by the mom and dad there.
Well, to the
shame he has to wear a mask.
Yeah,
it is a shame. It's a total waste to wear a mask.
Would you rather be an elite NHL goalie or one of baseball's most dominant starting pitchers?
Oh, definitely the pitcher. I don't want to be a goalie. You get pucks fired at your head all day. Nobody knows who you are because you have a mask on, except I guess Lundqvist does some modeling apparently. That's not even close. Pitcher, you pitch every 5 days, you get paid $30 million a year, and you play golf 4 days a week.
Well, not really during the season. I mean, being a pitcher seems really boring those other 4 days.
Well, they've got a very intense routine that they have to stick to.
They have to
Because once
jog.
you break that routine, man, that whole performance.
Schmaltzy talking about his off days, it sounded like they were living the life.
Well, I think in spring training they can golf every day, but I would be surprised if they, like during the season, they could get in 18. I would be bored to death sitting in the bullpen watching a game because I don't like to watch baseball a lot. No, I would, and they pretty much have to watch. They're kind of can't leave.
Right.
But you can play. You don't think you're telling me that that's not a bad job. You know, people pay $50 tickets.
Not allowed to do that.
People pay $50 to go in the stands and watch baseball. You're saying you're getting paid millions. You get paid like $1 million a day to sit out there and do nothing.
Goalkeeper gets to play almost every night, though. That's kind of fun. That's right. You're in.
Yeah, but the goalkeeper, the goalkeeper is more likely to mess up than to do anything good.
You can make 40 great saves and then one gets by and you lose nothing. And
you can make 110 great pitches if you give up a 3-run home run. It's exactly the same as a goalie, so there's no difference in that.
Pierre must have been listening in on yesterday's ticket drama because he made sure to make a note of Dan's absence from the game. No, I'm not fine.
Am I going to get to see your smiling face at any of these things?
We tried to go last night.
Oh, baloney.
Pierre, no one from NBC called us to offer us tickets.
We begged for 3 hours.
We just want to come watch you do your thing, Pierre.
Okay, here's the deal.
Okay, here we go.
You let me know what you want to do. I will get you credentialed. I'm telling you, and you will come and hang.
Okay, but my guys want to drink beer, so
they can.
Well, not with a credential on.
Well, no, you would do that behind the scenes.
Chance for the Rangers to advance.
There's a lot going on here. Now, yesterday on the show, we pined for tickets for Game 7. Got no response from the bigwigs NBC. Now we have one of their own on, and the I-Team can report that a high-ranking official at NBC contacted me after the show, talking to us. We're in discussions for tickets to a West Coast.
Negotiations?
Not
just discussion.
I wouldn't call it an offer. I think it was a broaching. So I think there's a chance that the Danettes and Dan can go to, was it Anaheim, Chicago?
Game 2, Anaheim. Yeah.
But here's the thing. I don't know how far we can push this. Do we accept Anaheim, Chicago Game 2? Because we're kind of Game 2 guys. Yeah, that's pretty good. Game 2's not bad. Or do we hold out for a couple weeks from now when we're back in town
for the chance of a
Game 7 Rangers ning?
I think you got to grab the Blackhawks duck seat,
buddy,
and then hope that they don't.
No, there is no hope. You're taking a choice.
It's got to be one or the other.
Yeah,
Why does it have to be one or the other?
Well, like.
We're still part of the NBC family. That would be a shame. We can get you one game,
Game 7 at the Rangers to get the Stanley Cup. Even the NBC guys are going to have a tough time with that one. Yeah. We're not Dan Patrick.
We're not.
Well, if you guys are into the Ducks, the Honda Center is about an hour down south, and I hear the beer situation in and around the stadium is pretty solid. So there's that. All right, coming up, we are going to take a trip down Drama Boulevard. How are we cruising? Yeah, in efficient yet manly style in our Ram 1500 Eco Diesel. Every truck can tow a boat, every truck can climb a hill. Every truck can haul a trailer, but not everybody has the most fuel-efficient half-ton truck on the road. Get more facts at ramtrucks.com. Guts, glory, Ram.
I made an agreement when I joined the Fab Five not to be above the group. It was a chance to be above the group. You know, it was a chance to follow all that, and I have stayed consistently as a member. No one's above the other. And it's just disheartening when you pay attention to those rules for 20-plus years. And somebody wants to be Hollywood and make it about them.
Welcome back to the Box Score, guys. Yesterday, Chris Webber with some surprising comments regarding the Fabulous Five documentary. Paulie, when that conversation was going down, did you feel it would trigger some drama?
Absolutely. Right at the moment he said it, I went, oh man, and we all just kind of went, oh, that was a shot. And if Jalen Rose isn't directly, he's one of the people he's talking about. Jalen's not a shut-up guy. Jalen's not going to brush it off and move on to the next thing. He's going to jab back. Jalen's a pretty intelligent guy from what it seems in my dealings with him. And he's not going to just let things go. Also, he's got an outlet for it, Twitter. People want to interview him. We're trying to get him. But I was almost sure Jalen would say something back. And I noticed it yesterday. Jalen on Twitter, people were sending it to him. And he's like, He goes, believe some more lies and little things. And then didn't surprise me when he went all in.
Yeah, Jalen Rose not shy at all, and he did fire back at C. Webb.
Rose responded to Larry Brown Sports. One dude traveled, then called timeout. One dude lied to the grand jury and hasn't apologized. One dude tried to circumvent the documentary to HBO. One dude ignored multiple requests from everyone involving after agreeing to participate. One dude played like Obama and sat in a suite during Michigan's recent title game. One dude slandered Ed Martin after all he did for him and his family. One dude is not in contact with the other 4. One dude has been doing a rebuttal doc for 4 years. One dude clearly is delusional and still in denial. Congrats on your amazing success. Respect had no price. Man up. From Jalen Rose.
Wow. That was a little, I thought calling him out for traveling, that was a little cruel to a former teammate. But it made me think, when the Dan Patrick show is over and we're all publishing our tell-all books, are we going to go after each other?
For sales?
Because obviously, we're the Fab Five, but, there's kind of one star. So the 4 of us might have to go to each other's.
I think there's actually some parallels, some interesting parallels between the Fab Five thing and the Dan Patrick show. In that, Chris Webber is sort of taking hey man, it's 5 equals, right? We're a team and we all stand behind each other, and for 20 years I've been the ultimate team player, okay, right? Okay, nonsense. I'm not saying he hasn't been a team player, but one guy's the man, right? And Chris Webber was the man there. He was the star. And then there was the 4 other guys who were also stars because they were the Fab Five, but Chris Webber was the star.
Jalen's in denial.
Right. So now it's really easy when you're the man to be like, hey, man, it's just all a team sport. Don't worry about it. But when you're not the man and the other guy is like, but he's the guy getting all the credit for everything and we're killing it over here, people get jealous about that. Yeah. And so I think that where Dan is the man here, we often say, no, it's the 5 of us. It's really not. Dan's the man. Dan's Chris Webber. And
Dan's even bigger than Chris Webber.
One of us would be the, Jalen Rose of the bunch.
No, I don't want to be Ray Jackson. That's all I'll tell you. Just as long as I'll take Jimmy King.
You'll take him?
I just don't want to be Ray Jackson because he was the last one to start.
You want to be at least Jawan if you're not going to be Rose.
Yeah.
At least.
Jawan, actually, I saw Jawan last night. He's still in the NBA at 53 years.
Is he still playing?
Yeah, he might be. Maybe you can book Rose and Weber out there and they can hug it out in the Milford Man Cave. Hey, coming up, the Danettes will not be hugging. They're going to be fighting with their fist. Truth. Welcome back to the Box Score. Guys, you have spent countless hours together over the years, probably getting on each other's nerves a lot of that time. We were wondering, if it came to fisticuffs, who would you least want to scrap with? It's time to play.
No! Your Rose!
All right, the question at hand is which Danette would you least want to get in a fight with? Let's start in the back row with McLovin. Which Danette did Fritzy say he would least want to fight?
I have no idea.
More team building question.
I bet you Fritzy opted out and said nobody. I will not fight anybody. That sounds like Fritzy.
Wow, that's a good guess.
That's a
great guess.
Wild guess.
That's a crazy guess. Was it nobody?
I would least want to get in a fist fight with Seton because, initially I was going to say Paulie because he can be very, very competitive and would go all out to win, much like Dan would. But Seton, I've seen Seton's mean streak if you rub him the wrong way, and I've seen some of his debates and his face getting all angry. So yeah, I don't want to mess with Seton. He looks scary when he's pissed off.
Nice.
All right.
Big compliment.
I'll take that. I thought you were going to say, I don't want to fight Seton because I like him, and it would be really sad to fight him.
Yeah, but I've seen you when you're very angry about something, and I would not want to mess with you.
I'm sure it's very intimidating.
Very intimidating. Front row, Seton, which of the fellow Danettes would Paulie least want to fight?
I'm going to say Andrew McLovin Perloff III.
Was it the wiry McLovin?
Least want to. None of the above.
Dang! Should have seen that coming. I should have taken the cue the opposite way. He'd want to fight everybody instead of you wanting to fight nobody. Son of a gun. Well done. Well played. I should have seen that. That's
all right, back to Fritzy. Who would the bench pressing king McLovin least want to square off with?
For the reasons aforementioned, I'm going to put all my eggs once again in the Seton O'Connor basket. That he would be least interested in getting into it with Seton O'Connor.
All right, let's see if that is the correct basket.
Which Danette would I least want to get in a fight with? I would not want to get in a fight with Todd Fritz because it would just upset me so much because he's the nicest person here. In fact, the only nice person here. So if I got in a fight with him, that means I really crossed the line. It's true.
That's very flattering. I think that's a great answer.
I don't think anyone here can argue with that basic premise. If you got in a fist fight with Fritzy, you really must have done something.
I think
even to get him to fight would be a miracle.
And I have a host of medical problems, so that on top of that, hopefully it wouldn't have.
Have you thrown a punch at another man?
It's a yes, no.
In junior high school, my friend Eddie Lefkowitz, I'll give him a shout out.
Your friend?
Yeah, he was a friend of mine. We got into a disagreement. I don't remember.
You threw a punch at Eddie Lefkowitz?
I think he didn't come over to my house.
Happened.
I think he didn't come over to my house to do homework or something like that, and he was supposed to come over.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to get the
threw a punch. So what happened to Eddie Lefkowitz? Did you connect?
I don't even think it was a punch. Actually, I think I kind of pushed him down a couple.
You
of
mushed
steps.
his face.
So the answer is no.
You threw Eddie Lefkowitz down the steps?
For not coming over to do homework?
There was only like 2 steps left, and I gave him like a little push. I think he missed a step or two.
Did you call him Lefty?
No.
Have you ever been punched in the face?
Have I ever been punched in the face?
Like a real, like a by in anger?
In Lincoln High School in Brooklyn, someone came up behind me. It was not because of an argument or anything. Someone, like as a prank, thought it would be funny to show off in front of his friends as I was getting ready to go down the steps for gym class. And someone took a swing at me, and I had no idea who it was. I don't think they knew me. And just as a goof, just kind of just cold cocked me right in the face. And then I'm like looking for my notes.
Did you ever find out who it was?
No.
My notes.
Really?
So how do you know it was a prank?
How do you know?
I heard giggling as I was feeling semi-conscious.
How do you know it wasn't Eddie Lefkowitz?
My book bag opened, and I just remember being in a panic that my book bag opened, and I was trying to collect
Trapper keeper was all over the place.
Remember the loose leaf, the metal rings that kind of popped open, and I was gathering notes.
Dude, but you were yoked.
Quiz later that day, I'm like, where's my?
You were yoked back then. You could have turned on the Eddie Lefkowitz.
Not at that point.
How do you know it wasn't Eddie Lefkowitz getting revenge?
Maybe it was Eddie Lefkowitz.
We gotta book Eddie Lefkowitz.
I really hope that wasn't.
Paulie, who would Seton be afraid to throw down with?
I just saw papers going tumbling. I'm like, my papers.
Hold on. Yes, go ahead.
All right, yeah, Paulie, who would Seton be afraid to throw down with?
I'm almost sure, I would bet a lot that his answer is Fritzy for the same reason McLovin said.
All right, is it Fritzy?
Okay, I'm taking Fritzy right off the board right away because I don't believe he's ever thrown a punch in his life. Andrew is big. He's sneaky strong, as we saw by his bench press. And I feel like he's been in fights, but I don't know how many ass kickings he's delivered. Paulie's got the wrestling thing, strong. He's got his days as a bouncer. You can't discount that. I would say I probably wouldn't want to fight Paul.
Very true now.
I actually am still proud of my answer because you were so sure about Fritzy that you took him actually off the board.
Right.
So,
yeah, that's not. I'm not worried at all about that.
But there's Fritzy's good about it. If you actually got in a fight with Fritzy, you are prone to guilt a little bit. You would feel so.
Well, I think Fritzy.
Oh, I would feel awful. Yeah, I don't want any.
But that's why I think Fritzy would beat us in a fight because you'd get in there with him, you'd be like, I can't hit Fritz, and then he would.
That would give me an opportunity.
No, he wouldn't.
He could though.
I don't think he has.
What if he did? Right now, okay, we've been confirmed that everybody here at this table is underestimating Todd Fritz.
I think there's a huge difference and a big leap between standing in front of a mirror a couple days a week and doing some bicep curls and then getting into that range.
So remember that board you hit with the bat?
Angry there.
I mean, you went nuts on that thing. I wish we had the video.
That's a very good point.
We'll search for that video. I need to announce that the winning row is
I did kind of
nobody today. All right, don't go away because we are looking at the world through the eyes of the Danettes. The only way I'd want to look at the world through their eyes is if it was through the windshield of the Ram Heavy Duty with its best-in-class towing, torque, and horsepower right in front of you. The beautiful, beautiful world. Guts, glory, Ram.
There's no reality in reality shows. None. That's why when you get the hidden camera, that's when you can have reality. But not when you're told there's a hidden camera.
What's that thing? Periscope, that thing that's popular now?
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that with what we do after the show and show people the rockin' lives of sports radio professionals.
Yeah. If we ever Periscope one of those lunches, None of us
Well,
would work in this industry
yeah,
again.
we
Especially
could.
the man to my right.
Oh,
He
yeah.
would-
Fritzl, no, there's no way.
Welcome back to the box score. The saloon is a shattered scene right now, so we'll just keep it right here. Earlier today, you guys were talking about using the phone app Periscope to capture some post-show shenanigans. Mom, before you ask, it is a phone application where you hold it up and you see the world through someone else's eyes. Paulie, what would you want to Periscope?
Oh boy, I don't know. I guess probably food or something like that. But that's kind of disgusting. Me eating food. But like if I, went past a good barbecue joint, like I was at this barbecue joint a couple weeks ago, and it just smelled so great. Smells don't really translate, but the smoke and the crackle of the food would have been nice to hold up.
Trust me, it smells really good.
Yeah, trust me, it
Dude,
smells good.
how about a new app where we somehow communicate smells via smartphone?
But like, let's say I had that Periscope. We talked about like if you had that Periscope up on your wherever you were doing last night, you would have saw me reading a magazine about log cabins and basically not moving for 6 hours. How interesting that would have been.
I'd watch that.
Then reading the log
We should Periscope the conversations we have in between the commercial breaks of this show.
No.
I think that would be fun. Don't you? We could just set it up right here, and then we could just show all the stuff that we do there.
But if we knew it's there, would we have the same conversation? What if it was there right now?
Then we would be like, it's not really the same conversation.
That's
We leave some good stuff on.
That's the interesting
on
thing
the floor
about
here.
Periscope. Is it real? Just like Dan brought up, is reality shows real?
No, it's performance. It's like a performance.
The second you know you're on camera, you change.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, this all got us thinking about the show's history, this Periscope, and how amazing moments that we wish were captured by Periscope. So can you just imagine these amazing, weird moments with the eyes of a Danette?
You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning.
That didn't get you.
Oh man, it's so great. It's so great. You're right. I would love to see that through the eyes of the people who experience that. Especially, I would want the microphone inside of the helmet when that hand connected to the outside. I bet it sounded like a bomb going off.
It felt like if you took 2x4s and went smacked them together. That was the one that really stung me the most. But what I like about all those videos are those are things not only wouldn't we get to do without the show, that most people wouldn't think to do even with this show.
Right.
Like it's not like, hey, I got to meet Dan Marino or I got to meet John Elway. Okay, cool. A lot of people get to do that. But I got to have my balls hit by Johnny Knoxville, or I got to be put in a grinder by Guar.
So you can't even think that up with these things.
Playing with the Washington Generals, I mean, nobody's done that. Literally, nobody's done that.
Watching that clip, do you like stop and say, like,
Wow.
I played against the home globe?
You guys know that was a pass.
We
right?
know that was a pass.
Oh, okay, because as long as we're clear, it was a pass.
We all grew up watching the home Globetrotters are going to see that, and you were on the court.
And our families were there. All our families showed up and watched McLovin.
The funny thing is, it's like Steve was saying with the sausage race. I'm like, yeah, of course I played with the Washington Generals because we could be completely deluded.
But I don't think it's
you're
diluted.
right.
It's not like a star system. It's like, hey, we want cool experiences, and if you have an opportunity to have cool experiences, you better use them in this life because otherwise someone else will.
But I like what you're
or
saying.
one day, 4 years from now, when we're all doing other jobs and working somewhere else, you're like, man, I can't believe I didn't do this when I had the
Or
opportunity.
why didn't I fully enjoy that moment? I know for
That's
me,
a
sometimes
great
you get so
point,
caught
yeah.
up in all your daily work responsibilities. It's like, we're doing something really cool. We'll have to look back on it and go, why didn't I fully take
Or
it?
why did I get so worried or upset about
Yeah.
this?
Right.
Like
I
Steve
battle that
with,
all the
Deflategate. What?
All right, to the man who never worries,
Speaking of that
Fritzy,
fist play
please tell us
segment.
who's on tomorrow.
Okay, I'm not gonna say we're wide. Paulie called me on that. We're open right now, but
we were open at this time yesterday, and today's show kicked ass.
You're right. But they know that, and they've been working with me
Where's
for
this
years on
fountain
that.
of
I like having
positivity
some
coming
things set
from?
up in advance, but we
Because
may hear from Luke.
who are you?
We may hear from JJ
And what have you
Redick or
done with
Jamal
Paul?
Crawford. We're working on stuff, but Paul has assured me even if we had no guests, the five of us will be putting together.
But if we
some
did have a lot of
show.
guests, you know how we could get them here?
How could we get them here?
Ram 1500.
Didn't even think.
And the Ram 1500 is going to take us home all the way to tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern when we are back here on Audience Channel 239. The podcast is available on iTunes or at podcast1.com. We're under construction.
I don't know a lot about sports, but I can drink a lot of beer. My motto is simple. C's get degrees.
Need a long, inappropriate hug? I'm your man.
I think I'm smarter than you, because I probably am.
Hey, thanks for watching the box score. Holy cow!